what's coming next.
I fi-
Providing choices. Sorry. But the choice doesn't mean you do this or you don't do it. No, it's doing X or Y. So it's like you're giving the boundaries nonetheless in a choice way, as it were.
Yeah,
So you're
optional.
giving them the empowerment to feel like I made the choice, but in reality they didn't. You actually set the boundaries.
So I find that, and there are positives even with those kind of attitudes,
Yes.
because children with those feisty personality, they're not walkovers.
Oh no.
They're not walkovers, and so there's a time when you need that kind of backbone.
Absolutely. So you're not breaking their spirit, you're
Yes.
guiding them,
You're
you're
guiding them.
modeling for them how to regulate their emotions because they are going to need it to fight in life. So
And you
know-
might need it too, because they might be the one to protect you.
Yes, absolutely. The last one is the person who is slow to warm up. You know, some children who don't really readily, they don't even know whether they are going or coming.
Yeah.
So they are shy, they are reserved, they take longer to warm up to people, may resist change. They are cautious. They're the ones who will observe. They'll scan the room before moving to a group or speaking. So don't push them. Don't push them to get social quickly, to
Yeah,
socialize
work
too
with them.
quickly.
Work with their timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Work with their
Yes.
timing.
So and don't ever tell say, oh, she's shy or he's shy. Don't use that shy word because they internalize that, and it's something that you want them to work through and get over. So if you label them as being shy, then they're gonna live. Some people live with that for life, you know, and prepare them for the new experience as well. So that they and instead of saying go and socialize, see your friends over there, go and pushing them sometimes physically, you know, maybe you could invite one of the friend to come over and start talking with them, and you know what happens, generally that friend leads them to the group, and that makes them less apprehensive.
But I find also is that's their way of ensuring their security
Absolutely.
and protection.
Yes.
And level of comfort zone.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
So,
go ahead.
whatever personality types your children are in, one of some of the things you really want to do is to be able to spend time,
Yes.
quality time with the kids. And so one of the things I really want to recommend for family is go back to those family activities, card game, board game. Bring the kids used to enjoy. They will enjoy mom and dad sitting down with them playing games.
Yes,
right.
yes.
And I would recommend that you try and avoid some of the screen games and play more non-screen games. All right.
Football.
And
Football.
yes, yes.
But you know, yeah. With your children, you know, you go out and you play. The children will enjoy mom and dad playing ball with them.
Oh,
right?
yes.
That's something that they cherish. All right.
Because gone are the days that football is only for boys.
Yeah, gone are
Right.
the days for boys, precisely. If you're indoor, find nice games, card games that you can play as a team, and let the children win sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They'll yes, they feel happy. I beat daddy, I beat mommy.
Yes,
Let them win sometimes, because what you're doing, you're building the ties.
Sometimes when we are playing Uno,
Yes.
you know, I just reserve the harder cards
Yeah,
and
yeah.
allow them to
No,
win.
no, no.
Also, not just games, even when the children have projects, because not like in our days. In our days, I should say this to Dr. Connor, not
Yeah.
Sophia, but not like in our days when
Yeah.
but when children get projects now, it's parents who get the projects.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so when you all work together on that project, then the family wins.
Yes, and that is the point. The key point is together.
Yes.
If there's anything I want people to leave with the show is working together,
Yes.
eating together,
Yes.
spending time together, playing together. That word together is what is missing
Yes.
out of. We get the project done, but we didn't do it together. We
Yeah.
had dinner last night, but we didn't eat
didn't,
together. We went to church today, but we didn't go together. It is that together is missing out of the conversation, and it is, in my opinion, one of the reasons why we are seeing so many challenges in families, so many challenges in new relationships coming up. Right, 2021, 22, boyfriend and girlfriend dating. dating or even marriage, we see those problems coming up very early in marriage because there was no solid foundation of togetherness. When we talk about getting married means that we were apart and we now came together.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
that's what married is. All right, married is not is that
Marriage,
we kiss
yeah.
and go home, kiss and say goodbye. No, marriage is that we were apart and we came together and we were gonna stay together, right, until death do us part. We do everything together. And so what we have in this society, in many of the modern society, is we are married, but we're functioning from a distance. We don't do things together. So back in the early days, people used to do even yard chores, right? People do the yard chores. The family can do chores together.
And self-care together.
And self-care
So you
precisely.
exercise and
Precisely,
you do
precisely,
things that will
preci-
teach
exa-
them how to help themselves to cope with the stresses of life.
When was the last time you see a family exercising together, a whole family exercising together? You go down the road, you see maybe one person jogging, all right, but you don't see a family walking together. Very rare. Very rare.
Yes.
Yeah, these
We
are
need to
some-
do more of that.
I'm telling
I remember
you.
the days when we used to do that.
Yeah, it is just gone. It is just gone. And so I would like to really punch that.
Yes.
That if we can be purposeful and intentional, and I want to move into another area of family activity. We're not talking about eating together or watching a movie together or working together, but even worshiping together. All right, the idea. This is another very important piece that binds the family. We don't know how many families with children are actually having family worship. Family worship is critical to helping the family staying together when we are able to sing
Yes.
together. I remember
I
when
don't do sing so well, but
you know,
they
yeah.
help me.
make a joyful noise. I remember when my wife and I were dating. We used to on Friday evenings we used to sing. Man, you sing out a whole book. Yeah, we used to sing. We used to sing a lot together, right? But it builds the relationship.
Yes.
It really, really builds the relationship. So one of the things I would love to do, and Dwayne, we probably can take the break and come back. I want to pick up into that area of family worship because there are some people who are not too sure what to do. We don't have family worship because they don't know what to do in family worship. Some women, I want my husband to lead out, and the husband not too sure what to do. And so
the time too.
and the
We're
time
not all
precisely.
together.
So we'll take the break now, and when we come back, we'll pick up on how we build family intimacy using family worship.
Strike Zone House of Fun, Grand Cayman's only laser tag arena, invites everyone to an unforgettable experience where the entire family can enjoy alcohol-free, fun-filled time. Let Strike Zone House of Fun host your next birthday party, corporate event, fundraiser, church, school, and social events. We are located in Cannon Place, North Sound Road, units 224 to 227. Join our global membership program, create your own game ID, and earn bonus points as we get ready for league and challenges. For more information, visit our website, strikezonelasertag.com.
Are you looking for real talk on love, marriage, parenting, and relationships? Join us every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. for Family Matters, a brand new show on Praise 87.9 FM. Hosted by Dwayne Uter, alongside Dr. Cheyenne O'Connor, a licensed clinical psychologist and relationship expert. We'll tackle the real issues that families face. Straight talk, expert advice, and live call-ins. Got questions? We've got answers. Tune in and let's build stronger families together. Family Matters, this and every Thursday on Praise 87.9 FM.
Back on Family Matters, it's now 8:40 in the morning. We're talking about building stronger family ties together, stronger families together, specifically with children. Now we're at the entire family, children, parents, worship, family worship.
Yeah. And we were saying that getting the family to worship together is a strategic move that will definitely build the connectivity in the family, build
Absolutely, yes.
the relationship in the family, emotional relationship, physical relationship, respect in the family, warmth
Shared
in the family,
values.
shared values.
Resilience.
It is, there's such a long list of benefit, emotional benefit, psychological benefit when we have family worship. And it's not something we talk about much often. And I want to begin, Dwayne, from even in the dating process, right? It is a healthy habit when you're dating to even worship together. It is, you don't have to spend money every time to go to a restaurant, you know. You can just get some quality time together, you and the person that you fall in love with, and sing a song together, a worship song, read a Bible text together, talk about what you would love the Lord to do for you, what you'd love the Lord to do in this relationship, where would you love the Lord to take this relationship, and you pray together. That's deep.
Powerful, yeah.
That's intimacy.
I think what is most intimate is if and this is whether you are a regular church goer or not,
or not, yes.
right? But when two persons are dating, and even if they don't sing together, but they pray to God
Yes,
together
yes.
and aloud,
Yes, and pray for each other.
and pray
Yes,
for each
yes,
other, and
Powerful.
Yes,
Yes.
it's
the-
powerful.
so the person would have know what is your true desire. It's kind of hard for you to tell God a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Exactly.
it's kind of very hard, and then the person it binds you.
Yeah, I tell you, let's not just pass over this point that you just made.
Yes,
You are dating, right?
and this is whether you go to church or
Whether
not.
you go to church or not, yeah? You are dating, and you have that scenario where both of you talk about what it is you'd love to achieve, where you love this relationship to go, your interest in each other, and then you pray for each other. Hearing the other person praying
Yeah.
to God for you,
Yes, yes.
that's huge.
Yes.
Yes.
That's huge. And I think that's something I'd love to strongly encourage couples to do. And again, you don't have to be a baptized member of any church.
Any church.
To do it. That's a healthy
Yeah.
practice.
Church goers don't have the monopoly. on
Don't
prayer.
have the monopoly on this. When you do get married, right?
Yes.
And you know, some folks don't understand. Marriage is a spiritual matter, right?
Absolutely.
That's why most people marry in church. And even if you're married at the seaside,
Yeah.
there's a prayer involved in it, right? Because it's a spiritual matter. There's a spiritual charge that is involved in it. And the vows are also spiritual. It's a complete spiritual matter. When you do get married, right, and you start a family, it is very important that you set a time for worship. All right. I remember when my kids were very small, right? We used to get up in the morning, all right, and everybody worship. You set a time for worship. Don't let it be okay when we have the time we worship. You'll never find the time to worship. We have to set the time for worship, and we all know we get up at that time. We worship for a couple of minutes, and I'll come back to the minutes in a minute. And then after that, we get ready for work or we get ready for school. But it is a moment where the entire family comes together. Point one. Point two, it's a moment also in family worship where we can pray for the struggles we're having in the family. Can you see that? So if one of the children is sick, or if one of the children having an exam today, or if dad having an interview today, or if mom is traveling today, those are issues, personal, private issues we pray about in the family. You know
Right.
how binding that is?
You know what I find interesting, in prayers, and I will single out Seth. The kind of things that you would ask God for.
Yes.
For the entire family. You wonder how he how he thinks about those things, but he asks God about every single thing. relating to everybody in the family.
And that's how they build trust and faith
Yeah.
in God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's real to them and it's meaningful.
Yes.
And
yes.
we are modeling for them how we stay spiritually connected, not just even at the devotion, but throughout the day.
Yeah.
So the kids are different. Shian is totally different from Seth. When Shian gets home, she just wants to sleep. So she will sleep for 2-3 hours. So sometimes we don't have meal together. And I was looking at her probably 2 days ago. She came down, and by this, teenager girls wake up hungry, and she got the food. But I watched her, and she didn't just hurriedly bite because she's hungry. She stopped and she prayed. And it doesn't matter where,
Yeah.
when, you will see her. And she prayed.
And that is the point we're making, right? Because there's eternal lessons.
Yes.
Yeah, that they have learned from that. And even when they become adults themselves and start their family, these are some of the values that they carry over. And if they marry somebody who is not, they're going to expect that from that person. So your value system is being cultured in that relationship. We're recommending strongly, and again, you don't have to be a church member or a church baptized person. Every single family should find a time when the family comes together and pray together.
Pastor,
And it doesn't have to be at home.
And it doesn't have to be at home
let
either.
me just
Yes.
share something with you. There are persons that I know who don't go to church, period.
Yes.
And from a church culture, if you grew up in the church, you see where the church have those people in certain category. But if you should look on their WhatsApp status, and if you should just scroll through the broadcast status, you will see every single night they will post a prayer. Every morning they will post a prayer.
Because they're spiritual. They
They're
may not.
spiritual.
Yeah, they're spiritual.
Yes.
They may not be a baptized member of a church, but they're spiritual.
Yes.
Some of the reasons why some family members may not have family worship is a lack of knowledge. Some people are scared of it. They don't know what to do because they're not a pastor, they're not an elder, they're not a church person. So if there's anybody out there, I just want to put their heart at ease where that is concerned. So family worship, you don't need no training. Right? You don't need any training for family worship, yeah? Because it is you and your children coming together to talk to God and to either give God thanks for his blessing, or if there's stuff that you need from the Lord, you talk to the God. So some guidelines I would have made, right? Family worship does not need to go beyond 15 minutes, maximum a half an hour if you have the time, right? It doesn't have to be long and drawn
And you lose
out.
the children
You lose the
anyway.
children anyway, right? What is necessary in a family worship? We come together. If there's a song that you all know, all right, so it's good to sing one of those songs that the children love or that your spouse love.
Know what you're singing.
And yeah, precisely. You
Don't sing a song because you think that the order for worship is to sing a song.
Yeah, precisely.
Sing a song that means something.
Exactly.
And even for example, if you don't know which Bible text to go to, discuss the song.
Yeah. Exactly. If you don't have a Bible, you can even use the words of the song,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So you find a song that we all is meaningful to us.
Yes, yes.
You sing a song, and you can ask one of the children to read a particular text. If you don't know any particular text, Psalm 23. Everybody knows Psalm 23.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a good family psalm, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Or find a text. One of the children will read a particular text, and you can even ask. You can ask a person, what does that text mean for you? What did you get out of that text? What stands out for you? And the person will say their little piece.
Something is just coming to my
Yes.
mind. With the technologies in our houses,
Yes.
involve everything in your worship. Hey, Alexa.
Yeah. Yes.
And Alexa will read a text.
We'll read a text for you and tell you exactly what the
And
text
tell you
is.
what the
Yeah,
text
yes, yes.
And so you're not involved in everything in the house. Let everything in your house worship.
Yeah, precisely. So it's a very simple thing. You get a song. We look at the text. You know, somebody can read their favorite text or a text that means something to you, or somebody will say, somebody sent me a text today and I never saw that text before. And we read it in worship, and we talk about what it is that we get from the text.
And you can give thanks.
And you can give thanks.
Take turns. Everybody share 2 things or so that they're thankful
Precisely.
for.
You can say, what? We're gonna go around in a circle and everybody say, is there something you want to give God thanks for? That can be worship. And at the end, we all hold our hands together and we pray.
Yes.
10, 15 minutes, good. You're good to go. All right. And then here's the thing, Dwayne. Here's what is nice about family prayer. When you finish praying, if it is like a morning that you don't run into work or people linger around and you can talk about some issues that you want to talk about in the family. You can talk whatever it is that may be coming up, some plans you have, vocational plans that you have, travel plans that you have, some sickness in the family.
Meeting,
you have a family meeting that just naturally emerge out of that coming together. Those are strategic moves to build the family together. So I would really encourage. Oh, by the way, one more thing. What I would also encourage is that if, depending on how old your children are, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, you can also assign tomorrow morning. Johnny will be in charge of family worship.
Teaching leadership
Yes, you're
skills.
teaching leadership skill. Next morning,
Decision making.
yes, Susie will be in charge of family worship. Yes, so you teach leadership skill and let them prepare for family worship. They'll enjoy it, right? So there's a whole...
Oh, they like to be in control.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And that's another safe boundary,
Yes.
loving spiritual engagement that they can use.
There are many benefits to derive from just acknowledging God, and I'm even going further than just family worship. Just acknowledging God. I happen to have been in close proximity to many what you call secular entertainers in Jamaica, and one of the popular things that they will have. From way back, they will have a ratchet knife, but in their back pocket is a New Testament Bible. And it's not just something to pad their pants. They would read that Bible. They would read that Bible every single day. And I find that over time, a lot of these persons are very successful in what they do. They see their... Just like our carpenter seeing is carpentry as his trade, they will see their music as their trade. But deep in their heart, they honor God.
But where did that come from? It didn't just happen overnight.
I mean,
yes,
it was how they were socialized.
If you check it out, their grandma,
our parents,
or their parents,
they grew up in a home like that, and
where they were prayed
also,
over and encouraged to participate in these activities.
There's no question about that. I mentioned.
Very good point, Dwayne.
Yes.
I love that.
I mentioned many times in my presentations that as a child, how I became a pastor, I don't know. But then after a while, I realized what happened. It was years when I was a big man. I get a flashback of my grandma when I was a child. I grew up my early days with my grandma.